Today is what you all been waiting for, the review of Bioshock. Bioshock is made by 2K Studios, but there are many games they helped and produced. But we're here today to focus on one game. That's Bioshock, which is a first-person shooter in the city Rapture. The city is made underwater that was built by Andrew Ryan. They fuse their game with gameplay and narrative. Things get a little crazy. You start out in a plane crash in the middle of the ocean, where you almost drown, but once you get to the top, you see a weird lighthouse. As you unravel the mystery, you find out that Andrew Ryan is a prototypical villain. He's a man that thinks his vision of life is way more important than what the government sees it as. But we get to the Rapture. As you fight through the Splicers and Big Daddies, you actually at some points in the game, you feel like you're reading a book or watching a movie. As you listen to the voice recordings left by some of the people of Rapture, you slowly learn the dark side of Rapture, how Rapture failed. As I went through each section of Rapture, I noticed that there was different NPCs. Some you didn't engage combat with, but you had to battle their ideals and their insecurities, grappling their motives, and the Splicers have many different versions, genetically altered humans, still manage to exhibit of the personality of the rest. They're not like zombies like in Call of Duty. They are totally alert to what is happening around you. They're more like hopeless drug addicts. There's also the Big Daddies. They're big for sure, but all you notice every time is that they just stop around protecting their little girl. Otherwise, if you don't attack them, they leave you alone. Then there's the actual combat part of the game. Each weapon has 3 different types of ammo. You have the option of ranged plasmids, genetic enchantments to your character just like magical powers, as well as a myriad of tonics you can equip to make the effectiveness and buffer of your character in other ways. This ain't a game where you just get a gun. You have more other options than just a gun. You can get very creative with your attacks. You can even get a power where you can tell the Big Daddy to follow you. You can set up shock trap with your crossbow darts. There's even an enraged power where you can make your enemies fight each other. I have to say, the Splicer attacks are pretty decent, but the Big Daddies show the most threat. They can take some major damage. If you die from them or the Splicers, you get a respawn at one of the Vita chambers. But if you've been attacking a Big Daddy when you respawn at one of the Vita chambers, the last health point the Big Daddy was at, it'll be the same when you go back to fight them. So some people might not like that option, but it's better than trying to fight one for hours and hours and rage quit. There's also a minigame where you hack flying bots, turrets, reduce prices at vending machines. You just have to change the pipes until the water reaches from where it begins to the point where it ends. The sound in the game sounds so realistic, from the laminates of Splicers, the groans and thumps of the Big Daddies, to the sickening smacks and cries of battle, to the startling realistic ambient noises and humorous calls of the vending machines. It's amazing when you can just stop your character when nothing is around and you can just hear the metallic clanks, the world widely spread whispers, piping up at various distances. It just doesn't stop at the walls around you. There's always water trickling undercurrent of audio reminding you of your position. In this crumbling world, the visuals of this very industry, detailed structures, the weapon models, everything looks amazing. The verdict of the game is that I like it. I got that feeling of CSGO when shooting the Splicers and Big Daddies down as I played the game. Everything got easier. I understand more of the game. I actually give it a 10 out of 10. I haven't played a game with such a good storyline these days. It seems like companies are rushing too fast to make games. They just don't put much detail. They just like to make games over and over and over. Well, yeah, that's it for our Bioshock review. Thank you for enjoying this video and watching it. Please subscribe, please like, please comment.